Hello. I had my mic muted. All right, here we go. Let's start this again. Hey, welcome to another episode of Flying with Captain Seppi as we start leg 6 of our around the world trip. And hopefully this leg will start out a little bit better than the stream did with, I don't know, what do we have? About a minute of no audio. So anyways, our journey today is going to take us from Halifax, Nova Scotia, up to Goose Bay. Let's go ahead and pop a map up here for you guys so you can see it. There we go. All right, so this is what our trip is going to do today. The weather doesn't look too bad. Looks like we got a little bit of a window here. We're going to be departing here on runway 23, and we're going to be flying up here to Goose Bay and landing on runway 08. And our next journey, looks like we got an air traffic controller online, so that's going to be cool. I'll go ahead and connect us up to the network. Let me pop in. Our call sign and our ID here for these guys. Let's see. TPM 9. There we go. That looks better. TPM 9. Which one do we want? We want this one right here. Connect. All right, there we go. All right, got that in there, and yeah, it looks like we have a controller up here. So we'll start playing here in a minute, and then we'll reach out and we'll get our clearance as we head towards Goose Bay on leg number 6 of our around the world trip as we go up and down the coasts as we circumnavigate the globe here. That being said, doesn't look too bad. I backed the time up today a little bit. We are flying live weather, but I backed the time up to about 2 p.m. this afternoon, just so we could have some daylight on our flight. And that being the case, let's go ahead and start our journey. Let me start my flight here. Alright, we got that there, and we are going to here. Plan. Why does it want to show me way the heck out there? But that's okay. Why it's showing another crazy leg over there, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll just go ahead and jump in here and get this going. I was hoping that I could start that dashboard. Let's try this again. No. No. All right. Well, it's just going to, we're just going to live with that. So anyways, what I was looking at here, guys, is it's this on the flight plan. For some reason, I've got this other route over here, but I don't know. Doesn't look like it's active. Not sure why that's there, but it is what it is. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get this off. Let's get into the cockpit here and let's start the plane. Oh, it's a little loud outside. Let's go ahead and close our door, quieten it down a little bit. All right, while we're at it, let's just go ahead and take a look outside, see what's going on. Oh, that's why it's a little loud right there. We have an accident on the field. It looks like we got an Airbus A320 that has run over a TBM 930. Interesting. All right, we'll try to stay away from that. We'll just pull straight forward ahead over here. Yep, we're going to avoid. We're going to avoid that. Don't know what that's all about, but let's avoid that. Okay, so I already got power here, so let's go ahead and jump up here, and we're going to turn on our fuel selector. We don't need any lights right now. Our generator switches are on, and let me jump down here for a minute, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of power right there. All right, and then we're going to jump back up here, and we're going to engage our starter, and we're going to start a countdown, and we're going to watch our NG, let it get up to 13. All right, there we go. Look down here. Should be starting up. Parking brake is in fact on. All right, there we go. She's started up. All right, we'll jump back up here to the top, and we will engage our autopilot. We got our fuel on, we got our BP on, we got our automatic fuel selecting switch on, which is going to switch our tanks automatically for us. Our starter is off, our ignition, and then the rest of our lights over here. Let's jump down. Let's jump down in here. We will turn on our bleed. All right, and that's going to cut that off. All right, and now we can go ahead and get some flight planning in here. So we're going to reach out to a controller here. Let's see what we got. ATIS. Okay, we got ATIS information here. Let's see if we can tune in ATIS on 121. Flip this over. Let's go over here, 121. Let's see if we hear an automated ATIS. Sometimes this doesn't always work, but we're going to find out. And I'm not hearing that automated ATIS, so I can actually double click on VATSIM, and I can go ahead and pull the ATIS down. And the altimeter is 2980. So I'll go ahead and record that. 2980 for Halifax. Let's scroll down some more. Approach runway 23, landing and departing runway 23, inform air traffic control that you have information India. So that's what we have is information India. All right, now we got that. Looks like there is a CYHZ Charlie Yankee Hotel Zulu We have approach is their departure. There's a center. 119.2. Let's go to 119.2. And we're going to go ahead and reach out to them. All right, I'm going to flip that over, and let's go ahead and give them a call and get set up here as we get ready to go. Halifax departure, November 65 Juliet Whiskey on the ramp, looking for clearance to Goose Bay.
Correction, November 65 Juliet Whiskey, Halifax Terminal, good evening. Clearance, cleared to the Goose Bay Airport via the Halifax 4 departure. Flight plan route, depart runway 23, squawk 4301.
All right, good afternoon. Cleared to Goose Bay via the Halifax 4 departure, and I'm going to squawk 4301, November 65 Juliet Whiskey.
5 Juliet Whiskey, readback is correct. Call me ready for taxi. Information India is correct.
Will do. 65 Juliet Whiskey. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get this popped in here, and I'm going to, and there you go, turn on my my instrument cam here. You guys can kind of see what's going on. You can see my radio stack over here. You can see my my display. It replicates what we've got there on the screen. I'm also going to leave this here so you guys can see it. You can see me interact with it, and then you can see it up there. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I don't have any flight plan information in here, so let's take a look at what we got. We recorded what's here, and we're going to go ahead and go in, and we're going to click on flight plan, and we're going to add an origin, and the origin here is going to be where we are, and that's Charlie, Yankee, Hotel, Zulu. All right, and it comes up and it tells us that that's Halifax International. That is correct, so let's go ahead and enter that. Okay, and then our destination is going to be Charlie, Yankee, Yankee, Romeo. So we're going to put that in Charlie, and that's Yankee, Yankee, Romeo. And that comes back and it tells us that it is Goose Bay, so that is good information. And we're going to go ahead and enter that. All right, so now that's set up as a direct route, okay? But we're going to want to add some waypoints in here. And in order to get those waypoints, what I'm going to have...
8896, continue descent 4000.
What I'm going to have to do is pop over here to this, and I can go in and take a look at my flight plan, right? And I can see up there at the top, I'm going to have to zoom in so I can see it because it's far away. It's CYHZ, so I'm going to write down there CYHZ. That's one of our VOR waypoints. And then YYG, YYG. And then after YYG, we have YNA. And then after that, we have YYR. And then we're going to be at our airport. Okay, so I'm going to jump back in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's come back over here and look at our airplane, add an en route waypoint. We're going to add Yankee Hotel Zulu. Yankee Hotel Zulu. All right, and that comes back and tells us it's in Canada, so we're in the right region. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and enter that. Then I'm going to add another en route waypoint. Yankee Yankee Golf. Yankee Yankee Golf. right? And these are all VORs. They're all 3 letters. So there's the next one down there, and I need to scroll down here a little bit. I'm going to add another waypoint. Yankee November Alpha. Yankee November Alpha. All right, and that comes back, says it's Canada, so we're good there. And then I still have another one, so I'm going to add this one. That's Yankee Yankee Romeo. Yankee Yankee Romeo. All right, that comes back, says Canada, so we're right in the good region. All right, so so there's our en route waypoints. Okay, they're all in there. Now, one of the things that we can do is we can look at our map just to make sure. And what I can do is I can zoom in and out here on one of my knobs, and we can kind of see that. Okay, that looks pretty good, right? That's taking us up there towards CYYR, Charlie Yankee Yankee Romeo, where we need to go. So that's cool. We know that we're going in the right direction then, right? And they told us to take the Halifax 4 departure. So let's go up here to procedures, right? And then we're going to add in a departure procedure. And a departure procedure that we're going to take, we're going to click on this, and that might be the Halifax 4. CYHZ 4. That's the only one I see. Let me go back. All right, let me change the runway here, and I'm going to change it to runway 23, and I'm going to go up there, and that looks like it's that's probably the only one, right? And let's do that. Let's get that in there, and let's go ahead and load it. Okay, so we got that loaded up. All right, and what we can do, just for grins and giggles, let's go ahead and zoom out here and let's take a look at what this looks like. All right, that looks good. That looks right. That looks like it's that looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do, right? That looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. All right. All right, there we go. So that being said, we got that. We got that all programmed in. We got our departure in here. Let's go ahead and go home, and we can go back to our flight plan.
Turn left direct due tier.
Oops. Repeat that for Jazz 8896.
Jazz 8896, left turn direct due tier.
All right. Now the one thing that he didn't give us was an altitude.
Jazz 8896.
All right. So when I filed my flight plan, oh, no way. My flight plan's got 36,000 feet on it. I need to amend that. Let's go to like 11,000. And let's save it. Right, we're gonna load. Wait a minute. Why did it fetch from server? There we go. All right, there we go.
Jazz 8896, you're cleared to the Halifax Airport, ILS 23, due to your transition.
So it was actually right. So we were actually right. I didn't fetch it from the server. So I had to fetch it from the same brief server through a VATSIM network, and it is right. It is 11,000 feet. So that's what we got there. That's what we're expecting. He didn't give us one. All right. So that being said, now we got everything. We got everything ready to go. All right. We got some lights on. All right. We got our. Let's get our nav lights on. All right. Get everything on over here. We don't. Yep. We need that. All right, let's take a quick look outside of our aircraft. All right, we don't have anybody around us, and
aircraft information. Juliet, current in Halifax, winds are calm, altimeter 2980.
Okay, altimeter's 2980. Let's go ahead and set that to 2980. All right, we have that updated. All right, and I am going to go back here and I'm going to pull up the chart for Halifax because I don't know anything about Halifax. So there, using the working title updates to the GX3000, you can get all kinds of cool stuff like this. And you know, you can pull up the charts, and of course you can see where we are. So there we are, right there. We're on the ramp in the parking area, and it looks like Alpha, and then Charlie, Bravo, and then Juliet are the options that we have there. So we will see what they give us, and we're going to go ahead and reach out to them. Halifax departure, November 6-5, Juliet Whiskey. We are ready to taxi.
5 Juliet Whiskey, terminal, roger. Runway length remaining from intersection Delta is 8,000 feet. Would you like an intersection departure?
Yeah, that's fine. We can take that.
5 Juliet Whiskey, roger. It's runway 23. The altimeter is 2980. You can taxi Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 23.
All right, we're going to taxi Alpha, then Delta, and hold short of runway 23. 6-5 Juliet Whiskey.
Roger.
All right, so here we go. We see Delta up here, right? We're going to turn around, and we're gonna come all the way back up here. Is essentially what we're going to do, and then we're going to take off back down this way. So all right. So that being said, let's go ahead and spin around here. Let's go around this guy. Let's go ahead and kick our parking brake off, right? Let's turn our inertial separator on so we don't suck up anything into the turbine here as we go. And
5 Juliet Whiskey, when you get a moment there, just confirm your mode, Charlie.
All right, stand by. Let me reset it. Let me go back up here and do this and do 4301. 4301, and let me enter that, and then let me
5 Juliet Whiskey, thanks, I got it now.
okay, no problem, thank you. 5 Juliet Whiskey. All right, we bounced that, so let's go up here and let's taxi. All right, now looking at our chart down here, this is taxiway Alpha, so we're going to go ahead and take this all the way down here to Delta.
Jazz 8896, winds are calm, clear to land runway 23.
Repeat last transmission for Jazz 8896.
Jazz 8896, winds are calm, clear to land runway 23.
Clear to land, copy the winds, Jazz 8896.
Guys, welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here, or the stream. Thanks for being in the stream. We appreciate it. Little bit of lightning out there. Always seems to be lightning. Every time I fly, there always seems to be lightning. All right, give our control surfaces a whirl and check our rudder pedals. They look good. Check our brakes. They look good. All right, control surfaces look good. Uh-oh, we got an aircraft in front of us. Let me guess. He's going to pull right up to us. There we go. Look at that. Made it. All right, the next taxiway to the right, not counting that dirt road, is going to be Delta. Wow, there's lights in the middle here. What do you know? All right, and this is going to be Delta. Going to pull up here, and our instructions were to hold short of runway 23, and that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to call them, let them know where we are.
Jazz 8896, welcome to Halifax. Exit right, Charlie. If not, Bravo's good too.
Halifax departure November 65 Juliet Whiskey, holding short of runway 23 at Delta.
5 Juliet Whiskey from Delta, line up and wait, runway 23.
Line up and wait, runway 23, 5 Juliet Whiskey.
Am I okay to do a 180 on the runway, Jazz 8896?
Jazz 8896, nope, just continue taxi. Make your next right, which will be Bravo.
Roger, Jazz 8896.
All right, so we've been told to line up and wait. So here we are, we're here, and we're waiting. I'm gonna put my takeoff flaps in. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my landing light on, and we are going to be ready. When he says go, we're going to acknowledge, and we're gonna go. So one thing we'll do is pop up here, make sure that that all our instruments look good, our autopilot's on, fuel, check everything, lights, everything all looks good, everything's all in the right position. Come down here, check our pilot instruments. Our bleed is on, got our inertial separator off, turned that off when I was up here. Do we need icing? No, we do not, because the outside air temperature is currently 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a pretty warm day. We don't need it, although you know, it'll depend when we get up at altitude what's gonna happen there. So everything looks good. The door is locked, and all our instruments look good. Everything looks good. Let me go ahead and dial an altitude in, and because we're going to need that, right? We turn our autopilot on. We're going to need an altitude.
Jazz 8896, no delay off the runway, please. I have one that's waiting to depart.
And everything else should be pretty good. Let me go ahead and get rid of this.
96, thanks. Continue taxi Bravo, right Alpha, apron your discretion. Have a good night. Thanks for flying.
Let me get our map turned on. Right. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see what's going on here.
5 Juliet Whiskey, call me on this frequency airborne. Winds are calm from Delta, clear for takeoff runway 23.
Okay, you have an altitude for me?
5 Juliet Whiskey, it's the Halifax 4, that's climb runway heading up to 5,000.
Oh, okay, we'll do it. Thank you, 5 Juliet Whiskey. All right, so that's 5,000, and let's go ahead and set that, and then we're gonna come back over here to this, and then he said to go. So let's go. Everything looks good. Airspeed is alive.
Tower Jazz 8896. Are you able to repeat that taxi instructions for me, please?
90 knots, rotate.
Jazz 8896, yeah, just continue taxi there on Alpha, apron at your discretion. Have a good night.
Roger, Jazz 8896.
Landing gear coming up. Flaps coming up. Yaw dampers on. Autopilot's on. Nav mode is on. Halifax departure, November 65 Juliet Whiskey with you at 1600, climbing to 5,000.
Okay, 5 Juliet Whiskey, have you identified? I noticed you're in the turn there. The SID does state that you have to fly runway heading up to 5,000, but no problem. You can continue that left turn towards the Halifax VOR and climb flight level 110.
All right, apologize for that, Halifax departure, but we'll continue on to the Halifax VOR, and then once we reach the VOR, we'll climb to flight level, or we'll climb to 11,000. November 65 Juliet Whiskey.
5 Juliet Whiskey, yeah, it's not a problem, sir, just for next time, but yeah, you can continue the climb up to 110 now.
Okay, we'll do it. Oh, we boo-booed. We boo-booed. You know why we boo-booed? Because we didn't look at the departure chart. That's why. That's why we didn't boo-boo. He didn't give us an altitude, and he gave us the departure, right? And we should have went and reviewed that, so we would know that we would climb to 5,000 feet, and then we would make our turn. Nothing like that. All right, so here we go. We're at the Halifax VOR, and we're going to turn to start our next leg. 83.5 nautical miles before we reach the next VOR. And we might have a little bit of weather out there. So let's see what we got on the radar here. All right, I don't really zoom out a little bit. Yeah, maybe just a little bit, huh? What do you think? Maybe a little bit? We'll see what happens. We may want to see. It looks a little rough, doesn't it? There's some nice lightning over there. Let's see if we can climb through this right here. Wonder what the... Let's take a look at weather. Let's see what's going to happen when we get up in here. Take a look outside. Let's see what we got. Got a little bit of a downdraft there. Got a little bit of a drop. See, this is the thing when you're backing up the daylight. I'm looking at weather from previous in the day, so this is what it was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Not reflective. Live weather.
Terminal Jazz 8896 at the terminal at gate park engine shutdown.
Live weather.
8896. Thanks for flying. You have yourself a great night, sir.
Live weather, but actually reflective of what we were seeing earlier, not right now at this exact moment. But of course, you guys really don't want to see that, what's going on right now, right? Because it'd be dark. Nobody wants to see what it's like when it's dark. Because you don't see anything. It's just black outside. And that's no good. So how everybody doing today? Everybody having a good day? Anything special going on? Any weirdness happen? Look, a tunnel. We could fly through that. Let's go back and let's take a look at something while we're doing this. Right? Let's pull up a... Oh, I don't want to do that. What the hell? What's this? Developer mode change. Why do I have that? Where's my mouse cursor? And why can I not click that off? Hold on a second. Let me click this off so I can move up here. Why? Where is my... Come on, mouse cursor. What did you do? All right. That's that. There we go. Wow, look at that. That reset everything. You know what that means? That means my...
Juliet Whiskey Terminal, did you get that message?
No negative. I had a power glitch here, Halifax, so I'm trying to recover from it right now. Give me one moment, please.
Juliet Whiskey, yeah, not a problem, sir. You can contact Moncton Center 132.2. Have a good flight.
All right, I'll contact them on 132.2. Thank you very much. And as soon as I recover, I'll reach over there to them. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day.
Take care.
All right, so let's get the autopilot back on. All right, that was kind of a hairy situation. So now we're up too high, right? So we need to come back down here and fix that. Developer mode, what the heck was that? I mean, I know I'm in developer mode, and here's the reason why I'm in developer mode. I'm in developer mode because I make all my own instruments, right? So I have a touch screen, and I use Air Manager, and all my instruments, I actually make them. So the Garmin 710, the ST580, the 1200W here, the G3000 suite, the barometer knob, the brake, everything, I make it. I design all these, and that allows me to fly with a little bit higher level of realism. In order to do that, I have the SDK, I have it in developer mode so that I can retrieve events from Microsoft through the API and then build the instruments around them, right? So when you turn the barometer knob, it's sending an event, whether you turn the knob one way or another, or when you push a button, it sends an event to the API, and that's essentially, that's essentially the way that works. So let's see, he said 132.2, right? And I guess that was Montreal, so let me go over there. 132.2, and I will flip over to that and reach out. Montreal Center, November 6-5 Juliet Whiskey with you at 12.9 and descending back to 11,000.
November 6-5 Juliet Whiskey. We're close, not Montreal, but it is Moncton, and welcome aboard. Will you be looking for higher than 11,000?
Yep. You can give me a higher altitude. I'm en route to Goose Bay.
Okay, 6-5 Juliet, at your request, what do you wish for, sir?
How about flight level 20?
Hey, November 6-5 Juliet Whiskey, climb and maintain flight level 200.
All right, thank you. We'll be climbing up to flight level 200, 6-5 Juliet Whiskey. All right, so we raised up we got a little bit higher altitude here because of the weather. So let's go ahead and do that and climb. So do about click nav mode on here. Get back on course. We're slightly off course. There we go. CZQM. All right, when we climb through flight level 180, we'll go ahead and standardize our altimeter at the same time. Back to 2992. Which I'm going to make a note that it was at 2980. I did. I wrote that down when I had my ATIS. So we've got that. If there's nobody available, we'll double check when we come back to. Oh, missing me. Oh, yay! I'm back. You're missing me. So I will throw that back in there. Hopefully we won't have any more power glitches when we do that, right? And let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's take a look outside. All right, so that doesn't look too bad. that looks better. We kind of got up above the tops up here. The outside temperature is 29 degrees, so we're a little chilly. So I'll go ahead and cut some heat on here. There we go. Now we do have a master caution that popped up here because when you turn icing systems on, it does turn on the inertial separator so that you don't suck any ice in there. Since we have a few clouds here, we'll kind of watch for some icing, make sure that we don't have any, and then we won't have any problems. But since the temperature is steadily dropping 3 degrees now, it's not a bad thing to do. All right, now it looks like we're finally about to get back over on course. Now we should be turning to the left here, picking back up the VOR after we had that power glitch. There you go. Should be back on course, and that all looks good. Next big update coming in August. Should see the VATSIM integration. VATSIM will be integrating with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Man, they're just growing. They're just growing. I mean, they're bringing everything on board. This is going to be a heck of a simulator. It's going to be a heck of a simulator. Heck of a simulator. Oh yeah, this looks pretty good. 17.6. Oh, we might just skim the bottom of these right here. You know what? I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to see if I can get 18,000. Let's see if I can amend that. Center, November 6-5 Juliet Whiskey.
5 Juliet Whiskey.
Hey, can I amend my altitude to flight level 180? I'm in a nice smooth layer between clouds here. Looks good. Clear blue skies.
Okay, 5 Juliet Whiskey. No problem. Maintain flight level 180.
All right, 180 it is. Thank you, 6-5 Juliet Whiskey. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And we will just kind of go up a little bit. We got about 20 feet to go up, so we'll do that. All right, how are we doing with power? Looks good. Torque. Torque looks good. Let's increase some speed a little bit. Let's put a little more torque in there. Prop RPM. How's our fuel? Let's pull the prop RPM back a little bit. We'll reduce our fuel consumption. And that looks pretty good right there. All right, cruising about 275 knots. That's not bad. That's not bad. The outside air temperature now is -5. So it was good to get the anti-icing on. Let's come down here and make sure that it is on. So we are checking our gauges right here. We do not need our ice lights on, and our airframe, prop, windshield, pitot heat, and the pitot and stall heater, they're all on. Interestingly enough, the inertial separator says that it's off as far as the switch panel goes, but no, actually the inertial separator is in fact on if based on my instrumentation here, which you can actually see is reflective right here. So you can see that the cast is telling us that the inertial separator is on. So that's an interesting little thing right there, that the switch doesn't reflect it. Oh, could we see through the clouds down there? Looks like we can. Looks like we can see through the clouds and see a little bit of ground down there just off the left side of our nose. That's good as we head up to Goose Bay. This is going to be the last stop that we make in Canada on our trip around the world. Our next flight is going to be from Goose Bay to Greenland. So we're going to jump over to Greenland, and then from Greenland we're going to jump over to Iceland, and then from there we're going to jump over to Europe. So we'll make two quick stops, two quick legs over the North Atlantic here, and we'll be on our way. So the radar actually looks a little bit better too if we go down here and we look at this now. So we got a little bit of break here, and that does not look too bad. Looks like we're going to kind of fly right in between that, and as you can see, it's going to look good. Our track is going to take us right in between that as we head out across the water. So that's going to be pretty good. TCAS doesn't show anybody around us. Let's take a look outside. It's going to be a little loud, but let's look. Yeah, so we got above those storms, in between a nice layer of clouds here. Oh, let me standardize my barometer, by the way. So there, standardized the barometer to 992. That's flight level 180. Some nice scenery as we make our way to Goose Bay and then make the jump to Greenland. Yeah, clearing up a little bit. Flying our 76th Fighter Squadron, Flying Tigers paint scheme on our TBM 930. Everything looking good. Instruments looking good. All right, we're at Yankee Golf. Now we start our next leg as we fly to Yankee November Alpha at a distance of 239 nautical miles. Before we get there, at about 290 knots cruising speed. Torque looks good. Prop RPM looks good. NG looks good. ITT temps look good. Oil pressure looks good. Oil pressure looks good. Oil temperature looks good. Fuel usage is good. Quality in our tanks looks good. They're about even. I would expect that. We got them on auto switch. So hey, how's it going, preacher? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for showing up. Awesome. Hope you had a great day today. We left Halifax. Oh, you just walked in from work. Man, that's a long day. That is a long day. We just departed Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're en route to Goose Bay up in northeast Canada. We'll land at Goose Bay, and then we will get ready for our next hop, which will take us from Goose Bay over to Greenland as we leave North America and head out over the North Atlantic to Greenland, then Iceland, and then into Europe. So our flight plan for today looks like this. Let me pop this up. Yeah, it looks like that right there. So you can see, oh, this way. Oh, my finger doesn't go that far. But anyways, going up that way. And then we'll head over, making that Atlantic crossing. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun crossing the North Atlantic. But at least we're doing it in the summertime, right? Now, whether we come back around the other side, you know, I mean, it may take us a year to come back around the other side before we get there. That'll be fun. You're welcome to join us too, preacher. I don't know if you feel like it. By the way, you can try hitting exclamation point plan. That should show you what our flight plan is. Hey, look at that. That's 2 streams in a row that we had that working. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Up and let's see. Jump in here to our. We can show our live map. Kind of see it. You can see us right here. There we go. Now we're out over the water. And we've got a little bit of water to cross here. before we get back into northeastern Canada and land at Goose Bay, all the way up there. Looks like we're out of the weather. We're not going to see any more weather, so that's well, that's kind of cool. This is actually live weather that we're seeing here on this map. I backed the time up so we would have daylight, so we're not necessarily seeing that. Okay, yep, not a problem. That's cool. That's cool. And I like how it puts all that up there too, so it shows that we left Halifax on runway 23, and then it shows our VORs, and then we should be arriving at Goose Bay, expected runway 08. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. All right, let's get our head back inside and take a look at everything. The outside air temperature, I mean, we're still looking at -5 degrees on air temperature, and looks like we're pretty much out of the weather. So all good with that. That all looks good. We don't have any traffic around us. TCAS looks good. All we're gonna do is sit back and enjoy the flight to Goose Bay, even though we can't see anything. Which, you know, at this point, if we drop down below the clouds, the only thing you're going to see is water anyway. So, it is what it is. We can look at the pretty clouds, or we can look at water. Let's take a look at a few things here. Let's see. Windy. Let's look at windy. All right. So that's where we're going. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. Nice day to be flying up into the northeast, right? And that's what our sky vector route looks like, kind of. Right, that's what that's how we're flying there for you guys that use sky vector. And of course, this was our sim brief flight plan with our alternate. Oh, error! Look at that. It didn't load the graphics. Took it a minute. So about half the flight's over water. And then from here, from Goose Bay, we're gonna jump right up in here. It's about where we're gonna go. It's gonna be about a 600 nautical mile flight, maybe 600 and some nautical miles over to here. Probably be about a 2.5 hour flight. It's going to be a long one. I don't know if we need to fly any further up the coast. All we're going to do is add, you know, distance. We could fly further up here and make the jump, but really it's not any more than going over here. There's yeah, right here, right in here. Let's see, or right here, right somewhere in here. There's a little airport. I think it's like right in here somewhere. But anyway, that's where we're gonna go, and then we'll head over to Iceland, then over to Norway, and then we will start down the coast. United Kingdom and France and Spain and like Germany, Morocco, Liberia, kind of down the west coast, Namibia and South Africa, and then come back up the other side and over and around, you know, Australia and up this coast and down and around and back up, and we'll be home. So it should be going to be an interesting, long, interesting flight. Long, interesting flight. Got just a little bit chillier, but not too bad. Still looking pretty good. Still looking pretty good. Go ahead and cut that off. Outside still looks wonderful. We're still above the clouds. Still in this layer, so that looks pretty good. Which, again, we wouldn't be seeing anything down below anyway because it's all water, but I don't think we can see through these clouds. Nope. Nope, we're not going to see through those. And even looking at our radar, and yeah, so not such great weather down there. You zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Not so great weather, but it's all right. It's good up here. It's good up here. Like it, like it. I did something yesterday. I did a thing. Yesterday I did a thing. Yesterday I went and I bought the Just Flight Piper Turbo Aero, and I'll be flying that on some of the streams. If you guys have not seen the Just Flight Turbo Aero, it's an amazing aircraft. The level of detail and everything that they put in it, it's just absolutely amazing. If you watch any other streamers like the Flying Fabio, he likes to use that. He likes to bounce between the Piper Turbo Aero from Just Flight and the DC-6 by PMDG. I'm not a big. I mean, I love the DC-6. I love it. I think it's an amazing aircraft. I'm just not a big fan of it from being a pilot. Now, if somebody would come out with an equivalent aircraft, if PMDG would come out with like a DC-3, yeah, I'd be all over that. Twin engines, okay, yep, not a problem. I'll do that. That's my comfort level. That's where I like to be. Even as a private pilot, single and multi-engine aircraft, and but two. I like that. You need more than that. You really need more people, and it would be great. What I should do is I should set up my other yoke. I got another yoke, and I should set it up here, and then I should have people fly. Marty, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I know. I got to go to work tomorrow too, and I'm on this long flight from. Well, it's not long. 500 plus nautical miles from Halifax, Nova Scotia to Goose Bay, and this is going to be the last leg that I fly here in North America, the leg number 7.
Mountain Center, good evening. Lufthansa 4711 Heavy, flight level 390. Sorry for the delay.
Lufthansa 471 Heavy, Mountain Center, good evening. Squawk 3107.
3107 in the box for Lufthansa 4711 Heavy.
This is going to be the last leg. Leg number 8 is going to take us into Greenland. So we'll be making another jump across water from Goose Bay into Greenland. And then the next leg after that, we're going to jump over to Iceland. And then we're going to make one more jump across the water to Norway. And then we'll start our trek down the western coast of Europe and Africa and around the Horn and back up. So it's going to be pretty interesting. This would theoretically be the worst parts of the flights, I guess. If anything goes wrong here, you could be in really, really bad shape. you know, extreme temperatures and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. We look forward to it. You guys should join us. You guys should jump in the aircraft and you should fly along. Come on the world tour with Captain Seppi. Hey, besides, how you doing, Marty? You still you still flying around?
Sponsor 471,
the
identified, flight level 390, continuous file, welcome.
Or are you flying out west these days?
Second for Lufthansa 471 Heavy.
Sponsor 471, you are identified at flight level 390, continuous file, welcome.
Continuous file, Lufthansa 471.
You're trying to get me in trouble, aren't you, Marty? Trying to get me in trouble. We can stop there, sure. Come on. When we get over there, we'll go to Amsterdam. How's that? We'll land in Amsterdam. I could work that into the flight plan. All right, let's get our head back in here for a minute. Let's take a look at everything that's going on. All right, our airspeed looks good. Cruising right along about 291 knots. Outside temperatures are still holding where they are. Our torque looks good. Our prop RPMs look good. Our NG percentage looks good. Our ITT looks good. Oil pressures and oil temps look good. Our inertial separator is still giving us caution on the CAS because we have anti-ice turned on. Because we were going up and down through clouds, and we got a little bit of temperature, low temperatures here. So we have those systems on. The fuel consumption looks good. Amps look good. Volts look good. All our trims look good. The differential PSI for pressurization of the cabin also looks good. So everything looks good as we scan our instruments and look at those over there. We don't have anything on the TCAS, but that doesn't mean that there's no aircraft out there. So let's go ahead and pop outside and just take a look around. All right, here we go. With our TBM 930 flying our Tiger Shark 76th Fighter Squadron paint scheme on here. Everything looks good. Looks like we're still going to be in a clear layer here as we continue on our journey as far as we can see. Although we should be coming out of some clouds and we should see some water below us shortly, if what we see on the radar is correct. We'll see. Radar is showing us that we're going to be breaking out of this momentarily, and at least we'll have some clear for a little while. What we got out there, about 8 nautical miles or so, about 8 nautical miles ahead of us. We should see some water below us, but we'll see how that works out. And then we'll be back in a little bit of weather coming up, but it doesn't really look too bad, actually. We have a pretty good track, and we should be able to stay up above this. When we reviewed weather, we knew that this was out there, and we thought we might be all right, like around 11,000 when we first left, but we weren't, so we came up to 18, but we got out of it at around 16, and we decided to amend our clearance up to 20 flight level 200 and stay at flight level 180. Did a flight KPNE KHTO tonight. A friend just bought an SR20 and was asking for some places to fly, so I recalled Block Island as one of my favorite stops with East Hampton as a refuel before the jump. So I did it to reminisce. That is awesome. That's awesome. Now, did you do that in Microsoft Flight Simulator, or did you do that in X-Plane? Because I think you fly both, if I'm not mistaken. And we got a little bit of a cloud up here in front of us. But interestingly enough, I don't really see that there, unless that's that green one, and which it very well could be, what we're seeing right there. But it doesn't look very bad. X-Plane. Love the SR22 torque sim model. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The SR22 and an X-Plane is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I really like X-Plane, and I've been using X-Plane for a long time, and really enjoy it. But Microsoft Flight Simulator, I decided to divert my energy and my time over here to Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's a lot of reasons for doing so, and I'm gambling that they're going to pan out. Microsoft and Asobo seem to be very hungry to put out a decent product, and they are really looking at the community to for assistance in regards to that. So you have people like Working Title. Now with Working Title, I use the Working Title G1000, G3000, and the G3X Touch mods or add-ons, so that my instruments are realistic. And of course, I fly with a full instrument panel on touchscreen with instruments that I've created, as I stated before. So I have that level of realism where I can actually touch things. But what is really cool when you use like the Working Title modifications and stuff, the GTC 580, which is the littler one here with the 2 knobs and 3 buttons. There's 2 of them side by side that you see right here. This is one of them right here, and the other one, right next to it. Man, I can never get my fingers right. It's over there, and then right here behind me. They're really realistic. They're almost, they're pretty accurate. I can click on all these buttons and I can pull up my charts. You guys see me do it all the time in my streams, and I pull up actual charts and everything with my Navigraph subscription and all that. And everything here is pretty much, fully functional. That also goes for G1000 that they do. It also goes for the G3X Touch that I fly an X-Cub, and on the X-Cub there's a G3X Touch in there, which is a wonderful system to use. But anyway, the point is, Microsoft Flight Simulator has a lot of inputs, over 1,000, and X-Plane even doesn't have as many as Microsoft has the potential of having. but Microsoft doesn't utilize them all, and they need to grow into that. But they look at the community, and they add stuff like the map realism, like the Bing Maps, and which do need some work, right? But you got map realism, and working with people like Working Title to integrate their products and bringing those people on board. And the newest one is VATSIM. Of course, I'm on the VATSIM network now. You guys have heard me talk to the air traffic controllers and everything. For my ground clearance and my taxi clearance and the tower and the departure, and then going over to center. I've talked to those guys here, and live people. VATSIM is being integrated into Microsoft Flight Simulator, so that is going to be integrated on August 28th. So that's going to be cool. That's really, really going to be cool. That's like a big step. No other simulator, has done that. There's a lot of people out there. VATSIM is just one of them. There's a couple other, Pilot Edge, and there's some other people, some other organizations that do it. But nobody's baked into, a flight sim. So VATSIM is going to get baked into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And then, just like the aircraft. I was talking earlier that I just purchased Just Flight's Turbo Aero. Man, I've flown a Turbo Aero? No, let me take that back. I've flown an Aero, not a Turbo Aero. But, I mean, the level of realism is absolutely amazing. And then some other companies, like everybody, what's been all the rage here lately, like the DC-6 by PMDG. Absolutely amazing aircraft. I mean, if you ever look at that, you watch anybody flying the DC-6 by PMDG, those 4 radial engines on that DC-6, when you start those engines...
Moncton Central Air Canada 1037 at flight level 390, going to Alpha Lima Echo X-ray.
Air Canada 1037, Moncton Center, good evening, sir. I see you've got filed the Fundy 4 arrival. The Fundy 5 arrival is currently the new arrival. Are you able to accept that?
Yep, I can.
All right. So,
Air Canada 1037, your flight plan has been modified, sir. It's going to be, we can give you a runway 14 in Halifax, or would you like 23?
We could take whatever runway you think is best. 1037.
At 1037, the winds are kind of split up the middle, 170 at 5. I guess we'll give you the shortcut there and be runway 14. And you able to accept the RNS, or would you like the ILS?
We can take the ILS 1037.
Okay, 1037, expect ILS runway 14 into Halifax. Your Halifax altimeter 2979. When ready, you can descend down to 10,000 on the Fundy 5 arrival.
Okay, we'll descend to 10,000 on the Fundy 5 arrival 1037.
Okay, 1037, and that's when you're ready, sir.
okay. So, so they're really expanding a lot of stuff. But what I was saying is, you start up those radial engines on that DC-6, and all the needles on the instrument panel, you've got like 40 instruments on that instrument panel, and those needles shake, they vibrate. Things vibrate. Needles, they don't sit like this, right? Realistically, they don't sit like this. They move. They move with the vibration, and all these gauges.
Hello, it's Arctic
239 flight level 260.
It's just absolutely so amazing, the level of detail that they're getting into.
Arctic 239, Moncton Center, good evening, sir. Squawk is 3110.
And I know
3110 Arctic 239.
And I understand that this is available like in some other places, but they really have an opportunity here to really do something, and we'll see where it goes. So right now I'm throwing all my eggs in this basket, and I'm going to focus on
Arctic
here.
239, you are identified, flight level 260, continues filed. Following Lomta, clear direct to the Goose Bay VOR.
try to
Direct Goose Bay VOR for 239.
try to help this community along and see where we can take it. It might be kind of cool. So anyway, are you thinking about Oshkosh, July 14th, 16th, 17th, and 18th? Pilot Edge World, Pilot Edge Word is X-Plane is coming out with a new version. I've had frustrating time with controls, rudder, especially in Microsoft, but can't beat the graphics. So we had this discussion before, Marty, on the Discord. What you really need to do is get in and look. Hold on a second. Let's do this. All right, let me do this. All right, here we go. Let's do this for just a second, okay? What you really need to do is you need to come in here into your control options and
Defense 471 Heavy
And-
requested if we could step away from the cockpit for about 15-20 minutes.
and you need to come in here and you need to you need to mess with this. You need to adjust this, and you can save this. So you can save different configurations and try them out. But you can adjust your sensitivity, and you can really do some cool stuff in here. I'm going to jump back because I am on the VATSIM network, and I don't want to stay paused for too long. So, that being said, you kind of got to go. You kind of got to mess with it. Now, also, here's another thing, right? So I have the Logitech rudder pedals, as you can see, and Logitech has a configuration tool, for the rudder pedals that you can go in there and you can set the curve that you want on the rudder pedals. So I can open up that configuration tool from it's like a GUI. I can click on it and I can adjust that. So I can adjust it through the Logitech software before it even gets into Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that if your rudder pedals can do that, that may very well be an option for you as well. But anyway, then going back to the first part of your question for Oshkosh, probably not, because that's going to creep up here pretty quick. And I haven't really thought about it. I mean, I always think about it, right? I always think about Sun and Fun and Florida, and I always think about Oshkosh, and I always think about some of the other events. We have a lot of local events here and stuff like that. Every time they come up, I always think about those, but I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really thought about making a commitment and making plans to to go out there. And do anything, but so I'm going to say the chances of Captain Seppi making an appearance out there, it's probably going to be pretty low, but we never know. It might happen. I might make it out there, but also let's see what we're looking at here. Let's see. I took a little bit of a speed hit, and the outside air temperature dropped 5 degrees. So let's pay attention to this here for a minute, and then we broke out. So it doesn't look like, we'll see. Let's look at our radar here for a second, right? So it looks like we are going to come out of this here shortly, and I don't think for right now I'm not too worried about this. Down below us, I see, I see a little bit of, it's a little rough down below us. We're skimming across the top of this. This is where you're going to find, some icing. You're always going to, clouds are moisture, right? So you're always going to pick up, especially when the temperature's low. I mean, it's minus 5 degrees here, so we always stand that chance, but, it's not really turbulent here, so I'm not really getting a bunch of bouncing around here in the aircraft. We are kind of skimming in and out. So what we'll do is we'll continue to watch and see if we get into anything bad here. We can always call center and ask to amend our altitude, but like I said, it's not too bad. We did lose about 16 knots in airspeed when we hit these clouds. So there's that. Let's keep watching here. Let's see. See, we broke out again. Now we're going to break back in. And if we look down here at at our weather radar, we're probably going to break out of this pretty soon. So let's pay attention to this a little bit and see what happens. Also, Marty, in California this year, they are going to do the virtual pilots thing. I did get a notice for that. Try to remember what days those are. Let me see. Virtual flight. Let's see. Let me see if I can find that here. And we'll keep watching this a little bit. Yeah, we're breaking in and out, and I don't see any icing build up yet. Temperature still holding steady, not seeing anything drop. Everything else looks good with the aircraft.
Center, good evening, Air Canada 7052, flight level 380.
Trying to give you guys some information on this. Well, we might kind of be in it now. We lost a little bit of altitude. It did get a little bit bumpy, didn't it? Are we seeing any ice out there? Nope, I'm not seeing any ice out there yet. I can't find that. I can't find that notice. But there's one that's going to be out west, and it's like in September, I think, or something like that. It's going to be a virtual, like a flight sim game type thing in California. I'll try to get the information and post that up for the next live stream, so you guys can see that. All right, let's see. The outside temperature is still holding steady. We hit these clouds. We'll see what happens here. Hasn't really gotten bumpy, but
Center, good evening, Air Canada 7052, flight level 380.
We'll see if we break out of here in a minute. And what we're showing is that we should be breaking out. According to this, we should be breaking out, right? Give us here just a minute.
Center, Airflux 933, flight level 330.
And again, it's not really turbulent. right? It affected our airspeed a little bit. And the temperature's bouncing down around now 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 12. So, well, this is showing that we should be out. Right? This is showing that we should be out, and we're not. And of course, we're not going to see anything if we go outside. We already know where we are, right? We're in the clouds. So there's not going to be anything there. Pure white all the way around us. And again, it's not rough. Not seeing any icing, as we would expect, you know, in clouds and northeast Canada as we approach or as we head to Goose Bay.
Canada Control to be Lufthansa 462 Heavy. With you. Flight level CYHZ.
But I guess we'll see, because yeah, we should be out. We should be out, and we're not. So that's interesting. That's some interesting weather reporting. It is what it is. We'll keep watching the temperatures. Uh-oh, look at that. Right there. We got a little bit of ice out there. Right there. We're starting to get ice formation, right? We're starting to get ice formation. Right, so we have a choice to make here. We can go up or we can go down. So let's see if we can go up. Center November 65, Juliet Whiskey. Center 65 Juliet Whiskey.
Sounds like he stepped away. I couldn't get him either.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. All right, we'll watch it. We'll watch it and we'll see what happens, okay? Let's go down here and make sure that everything is on. We got our airframe de-ices on, so it's on, and we just saw that the LED was on. So that is doing what it's supposed to do. Prop de-ice, windshield ice, the pitot, left heater and right heater and stall heater are all on. All right, where are we at? Let's go ahead and take a look at our map over here. Let's pop our map up. All right, here we go. This is where we are. So we've got a little bit of water to cross over yet, right? And yeah. So we're a little more than halfway, right? We're past the point of no return, although our alternate is over here to the left. I mean to the right. Our alternate is over to the right. I guess right now I'm not really...
Moncton Central, can you hear us right now? This is weekend 1037.
Yeah, this is Lufthansa 471 Heavy speaking on frequency. I think he left somewhere, so might have to wait.
Alright, thanks for the heads up, Lufthansa.
So we got a little bit of ice out there, building up a little bit more. Here's something we can do that we can't do necessarily in real life. Look at that. So I'm not seeing any on the windshield. I'm seeing a little bit on the nose. So this is not really looking...
Air Canada 7052, Mountain Center.
This is not really looking very favorable.
Yeah, go ahead for Canada 7052.
Right.
Canada 7052, Mountain Center. Good day, sir. Squawk 3111.
Alright, 3111, Air Canada 7052.
Alright, that's not
Function
looking...
Center, can Air Canada 1037 get a mic check on frequency right now?
Air Canada 1037, reading you 5x5. Continue descent 4000.
Okay, continue descent to 4000, Air Canada 1037.
Air Canada 7052 identified at flight level 380. Clear direct to the Goose Bay VOR.
If we could put a request in for Canada 7052, we were planning to do the ILS via the DME ARC, if that works for you. We could just head today.
Air Canada 7052, yeah, that's no problem, sir. You're looking to the 15 DME on the ILS.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, Air Canada 7052. Yep, direct to Goose Bay VOR at this time, and advise when you are ready to enter the ARC.
Alright, direct the VOR at this time, and we'll let you know for Canada 7052.
Center November 65, Juliet Whiskey.
Heavy with you, flight level 380.
5 Juliet Whiskey, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Center, I'm about 18 nautical miles from Yankee November Alpha at flight level 180. I'm starting to pick up some icing up here. Can I go up or down? Your discretion.
5 Juliet Whiskey. We nobody around you, so we can give you a block, whatever works for you. But we'll give you a clearance of a block between flight level 240 and 16000.
All right, I got a block between 160 and 240, and we'll go down a little bit, and if it doesn't look better, we'll go up a little bit, and I'll let you know. 65 Juliet Whiskey.
Plaza 462 Heavy, Mountain Center. Good evening, sir. Squawk 3115.
All right, so.
Squawk 3115, Lufthansa 460.
So let's do this first. Let's head down, all right? So he gave us a block of between 16,000 and 24,000 to see what we come up with. So let's see if we bust out. Let's see if the temperature changes. Right now the outside air temperature is 10. And
Plaza 462, you are identified at level 380. Continuous file welcome.
We are building up a little bit here.
Continuous file Lufthansa 460.
So let's see what happens. And if this doesn't work, then maybe we'll go up.
Mountain Center, Airfloat 933, flight level 330.
Airfloat 933, Mountain Center, good evening. Squawk 3112.
3112, Airfloat 933.
All right, we can see that we pulled a little bit of airspeed
Airfloat 933 identified, flight level 330. Continuous filed. Arrivals for Goose Bay, information, Golf is current.
Looking to request the ILS, runway 08 Zulu, Airfloat 933.
Airfloat 933, no problem, sir. Would you like radar vectors for the ILS Zulu, or would you like the DME ARC?
I'd like to try the ARC also, please, 933.
Airfloat 933, okay, clear direct the Goose Bay VOR at this time.
Okay, direct Goose Bay VOR right now, Airfloat 933, thank you.
All right, so
Arctic 239 for runway 08. Would you like ILS 08, the DME on the 08 ILS, or would you like the RNAV 08?
We'll take the DME ARC for the ILS Sierra Mesa Goose Bay for Arctic 239.
239, okay. Air Canada 1037, you are clear to the Halifax Airport. ILS runway 14, motor transition.
So it's warmed up.
Clear to the Halifax Airport, ILS 14, motor transition, Canada 1037.
So it's warmed up, and we have picked up a little bit of airspeed.
Moncton, good evening, Air Canada 619 on the ground in Halifax, request clearance to Toronto Pearson.
Hey, Canada 619, Moncton Center, good evening, sir. You are clear to Toronto Pearson Airport via the Halifax 4 departure. Your flight plan route departing runway 23, squawk 3116.
Toronto via the Halifax 4 departure, flight plan route runway 23 to per departure 3116, Air Canada 619.
619, Rebecca is correct, sir. Push to start at your discretion. Can you call ready taxi?
Call for taxi, Air Canada 619, thanks.
All right, so we've just
Moncton
turned.
Central, Air Canada 1037. Could we receive vectors on our way into 14 at Halifax?
Okay, Air Canada 1037, your star arrival is canceled. Radar vectors, turn right, turn left, fly heading 090 degrees.
Left 090, Air Canada 1037.
All right. So the temperature has warmed up. The temperature's warmed up 7 degrees. All right, and we're just about at 16,000 feet. So it got warmer. It got warmer, and we started to accumulate some decent amount of ice, but it looks like some of it's starting to peel off. But man, it's never good being in the clouds like this. Never good being in the clouds when you have I mean, clouds are moisture, right? They're moisture, so it's cold, you're gonna get it. I mean, technically we don't necessarily want to really be here, but also we're below flight level 180, which we should reset our altimeter, right? Because standard is 29.92, and that's what we were at when we were at flight level 180 and above. So now actually we should change that. So if I pop over here and take a look at some ATIS information, let me bring this up here for you guys too. There you go. All right, now we can see that. I can come over here and we are 186 nautical miles roughly from where we need to be, and that is Goose Bay. And Goose Bay's current altimeter is 3011. All right.
Again, 1037, decrease speed 190 or less.
So the clouds are broken at
Speed 190
4,800.
less 1037, yeah, we had a, yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and bounce that altimeter to that.
Again, 1037, descend 3000.
Descend 3000, 1037.
I'm going to set it for 3011, right? That's gonna lower our altitude a little bit more.
UPS 445 heavy, Moncton Center, good day, sir. Welcome. Continue south.
All right, that's going to give us a little bit lower because as our altimeter went up, that also.
Again, 1037, turn left, fly heading
altitude.
055 degrees.
So now we got to come
Fly heading
down.
055 degrees, 1037.
At 2992, we were flying at 16,000 feet, but when we change, look at this. We're breaking out. Here it is. We're breaking out a little bit. Let's go outside. Let's take a look at this. That is what we wanted to see.
Arctic 239, Goose Bay, altimeter 3011, we're ready, descend 10,000.
All right, so there it is. Look at that. So this is good. So the temperature came up, now 8 degrees.
Arctic 239.
Yep, Edison,
And,
1010,000 when ready, Arctic 239.
And we got out of the clouds. Now, it's misty here. It's hazy. So we still have some clouds here. We still have some moisture up here to contend with. But we're out. And that's the good thing. That's the good thing. So let's go ahead and check all our instruments again real quick. Torque looks good, prop RPMs look good, NG looks good, ITT temps look good, oil pressures, oil temperatures.
Just confirm you provide the negotiating clearance.
Yep. And I could probably do this too.
UPS 55 affirmative, sir. Stand by. Air Canada 1037 vectors for the intercept. Turn right, fly heading 110 degrees.
Fly heading 110 degrees, 1037, thank you.
So that's what I'm looking at, all those temps on the, on the engine side here, and everything is good. Everything is in tolerance, looking great for fuel. We are well beyond the halfway point, and we're still pushing about 77%.
Air Canada 1037 on your present heading. You are cleared to the Halifax Airport. ILS approach, runway 14.
Clear to the Halifax Airport, ILS runway 14. Thank you, Air Canada 1037.
Right, so we're doing good. We're good on fuel. We're good on fuel in case we need to make any
UPS
changes.
455, yes sir. I can provide you oceanic clearance either via voice or if you wish to file it via NATRAC. Your choice.
We can provide voice for you.
Air Canada 7052, Goose Bay, altimeter 3011, when ready, descend to 1000.
Down to 1000 when ready, Air Canada 7052.
Was that a little loud?
Airfloat 933, Goose Bay, altimeter 3011, when ready, descend 12000.
12000 when ready, airflow 933.
So he just confirmed that Goose Bay altimeter was 3011. That's what we pulled up just a second ago. We took a look at it, and that's good, right? So that puts us in the right zone.
UPS 455 for oceanic clearance. Go ahead, pass your message.
Stand by for you, that's going to be fine. I'm going to check the timing for entry.
So here's Marty. If you're still in, I don't know. Maybe you left. But if you're still here, that's probably what you want to do with your rudder pedals.
November 65 Juliet Whiskey, expect the ILS from the 08 Goose Bay.
All right, we'll be expecting ILS 08 Goose Bay. Thank you, 65 Juliet Whiskey. All right, so let's go ahead and go in here and go to our procedures.
You get 455 investigation and clearance Frank by random after 5005. Yeah, some
UPS 455 just confirming Elser at 0412 Zulu.
Negative 0428.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, I missed that.
UPS 455, you are cleared to Frankfurt via random route. That's Elser 5050 north, 5240 north, 5330 north, 5320 north. Mal exit at Gisti from Gisti. Maintain flight level 330 Mach 83.
First location Frankfurt by random route change. Airster to 8. The fire 050 set connect to station next one. Feet and next one. Maintaining speed.
All right, so you
UPS
said
45 readback is correct. Your voice was drowning out during your transmission, but I did copy though.
okay.
That's
So Marty corrected me. I mean online Oshkosh. Pilot Edge is doing a simulator. Oshkosh fly-in. It was a real fun trip last year with ATC control. Literally hundreds of planes. That's what he was thinking about, and those are the dates. Okay, well that's cool. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. So here's what I'm going to do.
Okay, 1037. I see you off. Your arrivals are not established on the ILS. Do you require go run?
No, we're going to try the visual approach into 1037.
Okay, 1037. You are re-cleared to the Halifax airport. Visual approach from 14. And your winds in Halifax 180.5. Clear to land 14.
Clear to land 14. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to go look that up. And I'm going to bring that back to the live stream. So next time I do a live stream, which will be Friday, I'll have more information on that. And I'll talk to the community about it. That sounds like a worthy endeavor. I'll have to look into it, see what's going on, see what the details are around it, and maybe we'll stream that event. That should be pretty interesting.
Yes, we would. 471 heavy.
So thanks for that, Marty.
Okay, 471. Pass your message.
Lufthansa 471 heavy. Would you like us to do a position report?
Well, Lufthansa 471. That's only once you get onto the pond you do position reports. You need a oceanic clearance request first before you get in there. Do you need assistance with that? I can send you a link.
Yes, that would be greatly appreciated. Lufthansa 471 heavy.
Let's see, 256. Sequence 250, 256L. That's going to be that one right there.
Uh, 471, use this as a template and call me back when you're ready.
We'll call Lufthansa 471 heavy.
All right, so it looks like the approach ILS 8 Zulu with the transition of D2170 is going to be the best option. Taking a look at our chart, as I pop that information in, we can see, we can see that. So we can get ready for that.
Air Canada 1037, welcome to Halifax. Exit right, taxi Delta, and cross 23, apron your discretion.
Delta cross 23, Lieutenant 1037.
So we got, what do we got? We got about 134 nautical miles. Let's see. It was awesome and very intense. Got to catch some Z's. Nice handling of the icing. Talk to you again soon. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, Marty. It was great. Thank you very much, sir, for stopping by. It's always wonderful when you guys stop by into the stream and we get to talk and chat about stuff and everything. Come out and join us sometime. Jump in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can always hit, Marty, you can always hit exclamation point plan. So if you type in chat !plan, PLAN, Papa Lima Alpha November, with no spaces in between those, it'll show you my flight plan that I'm flying. And you can feel free to jump in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Anybody can take a look at my plan and you know, join me. You know, catch up with me either somewhere along the route or you know, at the airport. If you guys want to fly, we can depart at the same time. We can depart together or whatever. Or if you just want to meet me at my destination, you can typically see what runways I'm going to be landing on and stuff. I put all that in there. It's all available when you hit plan. So anyway, thank you very much, Marty, for stopping by, and everybody else that has stopped by. We greatly appreciate
Arctic
it.
2390,
Thank you.
6000.
Have a great evening.
6000 Arctic 239.
Thanks for flying with Captain Seppi.
Center 471 Heavy, we have our oceanic clearance.
Nice little wind in our side now.
Yeah,
Yep.
positive 471, pass your
Thanks, sir.
Alright, Center 471, we're requesting clearance via track Zulu. We're estimating our entry 6 out 3 Alpha Lima Lima Romeo Yankee at 313 Zulu. Request flight level 900, and we are going at Mach 0.82.
Positive 471, goodbye.
All right, about 121 miles to go before we get to the VOR.
Okay, positive 471, you were cleared to Frankfurt via NATRAC Zulu. From Alry, maintain flight level 390 at Mach 83.
Alright, Lufthansa 471, Warwick Frankfurt via NATRAC Zulu, maintain flight 390 after Alry, and maintain Mach 0.83 for airspace to Lufthansa 471.
And the positive 471, do you have the TMI? Positive 471 with the NATRAC Zulu. It's not a random route. There's what's called a TMI number index. Do you have that?
Yep, we're checking for Lufthansa 471.
All right. So as we get closer, you know, it's time to think about things that what are going to happen here. They got us on an ILS approach, so they're probably going to give us vectors in to catch that ILS approach. We should be able to see the airport because I don't think we're going to have clouds below 4,500 feet. I'm also seeing some of that ice coming off our wings, so that's good. We're getting less of it, although the temperature is still very, very cold at 3 degrees. But at least we don't have any moisture. We're not in the clouds. You know, it was at one point -5 when we were up there accumulating.
That's 471, we have our TMI at 182.
And we were in the clouds, so that was that's bad, right? That was bad.
And the positive 471, your readback is correct, sir. You are now leaving my airspace to the east, and Oceanic is not online, and surveillance services are terminated. Enjoy your flight to Frankfurt. Freaks change in the group.
Alright, over to Unicorn 122, definitely. Thank you for the wonderful service. Lufthansa 471, heavy clear.
Moncton Air Canada 619, ready for taxi, runway 23.
Air Canada 619, runway 23, altimeter 2979. You can taxi 8 for your discretion. Golf, Foxtrot, cross 14, hold short 23.
Taxi 23, apron at your discretion, Golf, Foxtrot, cross 14, hold short 23, 2979, Air Canada 619.
Alright, 239, you are cleared to the Goose Bay Airport. ILS Zulu runway 08 on the DME Arc.
We're clear at the ILS Zulu, the DME Arc 08, hard to 239.
Air Canada 7052 might have you just too close for the company traffic. Continue your approach to the Goose Bay VOR Expressway Airport.
Alright, we'll continue to the Goose Bay VOR and then we'll expect back to Air Canada 7052.
Man, I tell you what, this is surprising. I'm actually surprised. There is a lot of people flying into Goose Bay. That is amazing. I never knew. Now, I might need to go look this up and see if this is like a real thing. Is there really a lot of people that go in there, that fly in there? But it certainly is interesting. All right, let's look at our charts here. Let's look at Goose Bay. Let's look at our airport info. All right, and let's look at our approach. All right, so let's start getting ready here. Let's start thinking about what's going to happen. We are 98 nautical miles, 98.8 nautical miles, roughly. So let's start thinking about this. It's going to happen pretty quick. All right, we are going to take the ILS, right? So let's go ahead and look at this. Let's bring this up here. All right, and let's get over here so we can kind of see what is going on here, and we can take a look at that. All right, I also have it here on my instrument that I can look at, and I can zoom.
Air Canada 7052, if you really look at the practice, the VOR, the DME arc, I can give you some vectors to get you back around. It's up to you.
All right. So
no big deal. We can get us straight in if you want for Canada 7052.
All right. So that's the DME arc.
Right? No problem. Just trying to entertain.
All right. So there's the DME arc that everybody's talking about. Coming in there in the bottom. Right. Let's see what we have. Let me look at this. We have. Can I?
Air Canada 7052 descend 6000.
Alright, descending 6000, Air Canada 7052.
Airfloat 933, descend 7000.
7000, Airfloat 933.
All right, so what we're looking at, 360. I can see it better over there. 360, decision altitude, 360 feet. Okay, decision altitude is 360 feet.
All aircraft, must center back 2 minutes.
Oh, he's going to come back in 2 minutes, okay. All right, and the recommended altitude is 2,800, so we're going to need to make sure that we're around that. Of course, they should set us up with that as well. All right, so that's at Bodgo. At Bodgo.
Center back.
All right. All right, so that is the that's the approach.
Five Juliet Whiskey. Your block is going to be canceled here at this point to see level about 16,000. Your Goose Bay altimeter 3011.
All right. Yep, we've been doing pretty good here. Temperature came up a little bit, and we seem to be losing a little bit of the rhyme that we were building up. So we'll stay here. Thank you very much for giving us that block and letting us find a good spot in it. 65 Juliet Whiskey.
Moncton Center, Arctic 239, we're battleship 15 DME from Goose, 6,000 feet.
Arctic 239, yeah, you were clear for the approach.
Thanks.
So as you can see, we did in fact start losing a lot of ice.
Aircraft 7052 crossing the Goose Bay VOR, maintain present heading.
Alright, we'll continue present heading past the VOR, Canada 7052.
And we got about
Airfloat
78 miles.
Sorry, unable to give you the DME approach here, sir. Continue direct to the Goose Bay VOR, crossing the Goose Bay VOR, and continue present heading.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go direct to the VOR and then maintain present heading airflow 933.
At 923, I can certainly extend the courtesy to you as well there, sir. I'd give you some vectors if you wanted to do the VOR from the south side. I could do that as well.
No, it's okay. We'll just do the straight gen airflow 933. Thanks, though. And Moncton Center, Airflow 933. What altitude did you want us to stay at?
Airflow 933, 7,000 for the moment.
Okay, 7,000, Airflow 933.
All right, a Goose Bay transition. Want to become
Okay,
famous?
705
My followers,
10,
primes, and viewers. Ah.
Descending 4,000, there, Canada 7052.
You know what? No. I'm famous already. Look at me. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm flattered, but I don't need it. I'm famous. That's why I have to wear these shades. And I got this cool beard. Goose Bay approach. All right, so what do we got here? This is the RNAV. That's the RNAV for 08. This is RNAV 16. RNAV.
It's 7052. Turn right, fly heading of 250 degrees.
Right, reading 250, Canada 7052.
ILS DME runway 08 or localizer. Okay.
New Goose Bay altimeter 3011.
All right, we're still at 3011, so that looks good. We are about
Air
59.
Canada 619, new altimeter Halifax 29079. Winds currently are calm in Halifax. Clear for takeoff runway 23.
2979, cleared for takeoff, runway 23, Air Canada 619.
Oh, wow, we got a little bit of windy. Little bit of wind. All right, what do we got out here? How far are we? Well, from where we need to be actually starting the DME arc, we're probably getting pretty close. Man, we got a little bit of a crosswind hitting us about 16 knots. It's starting to pound us in the side. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get those seatbelts on because it is getting a little bit bumpy. Shoved around a little bit. We shouldn't be too much longer on the ground. Another 50 nautical miles. We're clipping right along here, about 284 knots. We'll be there before you know it. Let's hope the landing is a good one. Oh, I kind of see some clouds breaking up out ahead.
Air Canada 7052, turn right, fly heading of 350 degrees. And descend 3000.
Okay, 350 and 3000 Air Canada 7052.
R239, winds in Goose, 04, 0511, cleared to land 08.
Cleared land 08, Arctic 239.
Air Canada 619, passing 1,900 runway heading.
Air Canada 619, you are identified on departure, sir. Your altitude does check. You can turn right, direct to Calno on course, climb to flight level 320.
Right direct Calno, flight level 320, Air Canada 619.
All right.
Airfloat 933, descend 4000.
Should really be thinking about getting us down. We're coming within about 25 nautical miles of where we actually need to start that approach.
Airfloat 933, and turn right, fly heading 250 degrees.
Right heading 250, airfloat 933.
Air Canada 7052, vectors for the intercept, turn right, fly heading 050 degrees.
050 for the intercept, Air Canada 7052.
Okay, 7052, upon the intercept, you are cleared to the Goose Bay Airport, ILS Zulu, runway 08.
Cleared the ILS Zulu 08, Canada 7052.
That looks good. This looks really good because look at the clouds. Man, the clouds are, you know, we have been kind of in the soup here. You know, this entire flight. We've had some challenges with some icing. But as we approach Goose Bay, look at that behind us. And we're going to come out of that here. We should be doing pretty good when we see Goose Bay here. Should be doing pretty good.
Airfloat 933, descend 3000.
Descend 3000, airfloat 933.
Look how much wind we got.
Arctic 239, welcome to Goose Bay. Sir, you can taxi apron at discretion.
Alright, taxi, our discretion to the apron. Arctic 239, have a good night. Thanks so much.
This is how far we're flying to the left of our track. That's our track, that little green circle. We got 17 knots of wind hitting us in the nose, causing us to fly, you know, at 37 degrees on a course of 40. So 3 degrees there. And look, all our ice is gone.
Air Canada 7052, winds in Goose 04011, clear to land 08.
Clear to land 08, Air Canada 7052.
A lot of traffic in Goose Bay. Wow, a lot of traffic in Goose Bay. Surprising. Surprising that there's so much traffic in Goose Bay. I would have thought nothing was up there. I really would.
Airfloat 933, turn right, fly heading 340.
Right heading 340, airfloat 933.
Airport 933, altimeter 3011.
Thanks so much, airfloat 933.
Gonna manage our airspeed here a little bit. Man, we're getting pretty close. We're within 5 nautical miles of where we could have made a turn. Let's see what he does. I'm interested to know what he does here.
Airport 933, vectors for the intercept, turn right, fly heading 050 degrees.
Right heading 050 to intercept the left airfloat 933.
And Airport 933, upon the intercept, you are clear to the Goose Bay Airport. That's Zulu 08 approach.
Okay, when established, clear to continue the ILS approach, runway 08, Zulu, airfloat 933.
November 6, 5 Juliet Whiskey. We'll get you to turn left, sir. Fly heading 340 degrees and descend down to 6,000.
Alright, be turning left to 340, going down to 6,000, 65 Juliet Whiskey. Turn left, 340. Alright, 340, we're going to flip over to heading mode. We're going to start that turn, come over here, set our altitude, and drop our altitude down to 6,000 feet. Go into vertical speed and hit down, 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 down. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and manage our speed back a little bit, huh? Remember the TBM, you manage the throttle. The TBM manages everything else. Man, look at that. It looks nice out there. Goose Bay looks pretty, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and pull our speed back.
And locked in Air Canada 7052, we're clear on Bravo.
Air 7052, welcome to Goose Bay, sir. Taxi apron at discretion.
Alright, apron our discretion. Have a good night, Air Canada 7052.
Airfloat 933, winds and goose 040 at 11, clear lines are wait.
You're right, Airport 933.
Alright, and I'm looking for that localizer. Coming down to $6,000 feet. Well, we're going to have to boogie on down. We got about 6,000 feet to go. We're running out of time. Not yet. Yeah, we just passed. We just passed the localizer. I just saw it turn.
Airfloat 933, welcome to Goose Bay. Exit right at Bravo and taxi apron at discretion. Welcome to Goose Bay.
Taxi right on Bravo, taxi in Airport 933. Thanks, have a good night.
How are we looking out there? Yeah, looking pretty good. Look at that, all cleaned up very nicely. Man, the temperature came way, way up. 20 degrees now, down from 3, so it came up really, really high. Let's see where he brings us out.
Julie Whiskey, turn left, fly heading 250 degrees, descend 4,000.
Left 250 down to 4,000, 65 Juliet Whiskey. Left 250. 250 altitude down to 4,000. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cut our landing light on as we are below 10,000 feet.
65 Juliet Whiskey, would you like the visual or would you like the ILS?
I can take either. It doesn't matter. Again, for right now, let's see what happens here. I think I'm going to come out of the clouds probably like around 4,500 or so. Let's see what happens. Right now, we'll stay on the ILS. I'll let you know. 65 Juliet Whiskey.
Okay, 65 Juliet Whiskey, dual showing scatter count, 4,600.
Yeah, roger. 65 Juliet Whiskey. All right, so I could take the visual, but you know, remember, I backed my time off. He thinks I'm at night, so you know, we got that going on for us. Under normal circumstances, it would be night here if we went, you know, if we went and looked at it. We're at a different time of the day.
5 Juliet Whiskey, descend 3,000.
Descent 3,000, 65 Juliet Whiskey. All right, so we're going to go down to 3,000. All right, let's manage our speed a little bit here. Not yet. Not yet.
Juliet Whiskey, turn left, fly heading 170.
Left 170, 5 Juliet Whiskey. All right, that's left 170.
5 Juliet Whiskey, vectors for the intercept. Continue your left turn, fly heading 100 degrees.
All right, I'm going to continue the left turn to 100 degrees.
And 5 Juliet Whiskey, upon the intercept, you appear to the Goose Bay Airport, ILS Zulu runway 08 approach.
All right, cleared for the ILS for runway 08. 5 Juliet Whiskey. All right, so there's 100 degrees, and we should be picking that up. Drop our airspeed down. I will go ahead and drop the landing gear down, and I'll go ahead and give it a little bit of power here now. Right, I still don't physically have the airport in sight, but it should be right over there somewhere. It's going to be right off the left side of our nose. Go ahead and drop me a notch of flap in here. We are right on our arc of flap speed. Should be getting pretty close here. Come back over here and do a map zoom. All right, and we're within about 5 nautical miles of intercepting the glide slope. Localizer is pointing over to the airport, and there we are as we're headed towards Bodgo. And I think that's the runway right up there. I think that's the airport. I think this is the airport right over here. Alright, what do we got? We got one more notch of flaps we can drop in if we need it. Should be getting close to intercepting that localizer. Go ahead and turn approach mode on. Come on, we're getting close, getting close, getting close. There it is.
November 6-5, Juliet Whiskey, winds in Goose Bay 040 at 11, clear to land 08.
Alright, I got the winds and I'll clear to land on 08. 6-5, Juliet Whiskey.
And Moncton Center, good evening, Flare 823, flight level 350.
Flare 823, Moncton Center, good evening, sir. Altimeter in Halifax 2979. When ready, you can descend down to 10,000 on the Fundy 5 arrival.
Alright, 2979, when ready, descend to 10,000, Fundy 5, Flare 823, thank you.
Flare 823, what approach would you like in Halifax tonight?
The RNAV Zulu 23, if we could do that.
Flare 823, RNAV Zulu 23.
Roger.
I can go ahead and cancel the autopilot. I got it in sight. Alright, I'm on the glide slope. Right here. Get my tootsies on the rudder pedal here. All right, our gear's down. We got 3 grain. They're locked. We got our flaps in. Got our landing configuration. Got the runway in sight. Speed is good.
Center's back.
Alright, drop our power. Flare. Flare. And oh, we're going to be a little bit off to the left side, or right side. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, I can take this taxiway here.
Mountain Air Canada 619, we're back with you. Sorry about that.
Alright, we're going to take this taxiway.
619, welcome back. Thank you for calling, sir.
Alright, I do not know anything about this airport, so let me go home, let me go over here, let me go to the charts, right?
And
Let me pop it.
Juliet Whiskey, welcome to Goose Bay, sir. You can taxi Papa and Apron, your discretion. Welcome, Goose.
Alright, thank you, sir. Let me see. I'm looking for Papa right now. I'm pulling up a chart. I'm clear of the active, though.
Yeah, 65 Juliet. Just turn left and find Gabe your choice there.
I got it. I got the chart up now. I'm looking at it. Thank you. I'll be turning left on Papa, and momentarily I'll be parking. Thank you, sir, for the radio traffic today. We much appreciate it. 65 Juliet Whiskey.
5 Juliet Whiskey. Thanks, sir. Have a good night.
All right, here we go. So what I did is I pulled up the airport chart, right? So here's the airport chart. You guys can see it down there. And, oh, actually my picture's in the way. Look at that. I have to do this, all right? So you guys can see it. Look at that. So I pulled up the airport chart to see. You can see our little purple plane there. I'm looking at it right here on my own display here on my panel. And we're on Papa. We're just now passing Delta. And we'll find a place to park down here. We made it on the ground. And Goose Bay. Welcome to Goose Bay. This is the last leg that we do in North America. We will be jumping over, over to Greenland on the next leg, and then we'll be headed over to Iceland, and then we'll be into Norway on our around the world trip and a TBM using the VATSIM network and live weather. All right, so we can park wherever we want. So we'll pull off over here. Let's take a look around, see if we got anybody coming. Nope, nobody's coming, although there was a lot of traffic over here at Goose Bay today. Actually, you know what? These are hangars. You know what? It doesn't really matter. We'll just find a parking spot over here. We'll just pull up to one of these hangars. It's all right. I was going to say, we'll just go over to the terminal, but we'll just come over here. Park in between these two. And that'll end our flight for today. Looks good. Go ahead and toss that parking brake on. All right, everybody, Hey, Jukebox Grim. This is the TBM 930, and we're not really heavily modded. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like on the outside. We just have a livery. Let me go ahead and turn my landing lights off here. We're just using a livery where it's the 76 Fighter Squadron. So this is kind of cool that we're flying these colors on our trip around the world. That we're doing in a TBM 930. The one thing that we are doing, and let me cut. The one thing that we are doing is we're using the Working Title G1000 mods for that, which gives us a lot of extra enhanced features, such as the ability to pull maps and charts up and look at, all the things like departures, and be able to pull all these all these charts up through our Navigraph subscription, as well as looking at approaches. And I'm using I wrote all my own instruments, right? So I'm actually going to publish these, but I use Air Manager, and I developed, all my own instruments, and I've got a 22-inch touchscreen here, so I have the full G3000 suite with the 580 to 710 and the 1200W here, and it basically replicates, the pilot instruments up there. So, I have that, and I've got the Honeycomb Alpha, the Honeycomb Bravo. I've got the Logitech Radio Stack that you can see right over here, and then I've got the Logitech rudder pedals, and then my unit here that's up in the corner, depending on where I put my camera, sometimes on this side, sometimes on the other side. This is actually a G1000 unit. It's like a real sim gear G1000.
Air Canada 619, contact Boston Center now, 134.7. Have a good flight, sir.
And
347, thanks for your
go ahead.
patience. See you next time, Air Canada 619.
Let me go ahead and get rid of this. And it simulates that, so that's that's pretty cool. It's a G1000, but it's simulating a G3000 right now, the MFD, which I have all the buttons on the side of it for the autopilot like the G1000 does, but of course there's only soft keys on the G3000. Yeah. So this right here, it's not a tablet. It's like a G1000. I made it actually. If you on my Discord channel, I posted a bunch of pictures. So I 3D printed. I've got a Elegoo Saturn SLA printer. So I resin printed the frame and all the buttons and all the knobs and everything. I mean, when you look at a picture of this thing, you can't tell that this isn't a real G3000. I don't know if you can see it, but I can even illuminate the keys. Oh yeah, you can see it. It brings up, but you got to look at it really close. But yeah, I've got illumination, all the keys and everything, and it's done with Arduino. Let's see, is it? Did the link come up? I can't see it. Oh, no link. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can paste that in there for you. Let me see if I can grab this. Let's see if I can yeah, let me see. Sources app. And let me well, dang it. Oh, here we go. There you go. Let me see if I can paste this in here. Let's see if I can paste it. First off, let me do this on so I don't get all up in your face. There you go. There you go. I posted the link in there. Let me toss my mug up here. But yeah. So I have a Navigraph subscription, and if you use the Working Title, either the Working Title G1000 or Working Title G3000 add-on, right? And they're free. You just drop them in go out there and download them from Working Title, drop them in your in your community folder. It gives you all this enhanced functionality. So if you have a Navigraph subscription, it will pull all that information down But it's like actually really cool because I mean this gives you the functionality of like the real thing. If you see here on my touch screen, that you know as I was showing you before, I mean if I want to look at like the ILSZ, then you know I can pull it up, and there it just pulled it up, and you know if I zoom in on this so you guys can see it better, right? It pulls up, you know, like all the charts for like whatever airport you have, and it's all, you know, like all these buttons, you know, work. So if I were to zoom out maybe like this much where you guys can kind of like see that, so I can either click on the screen, but since I have it all here, if I click like on info, right, if I'm unfamiliar with the airport, like you can see I just clicked on info, and I can go up and look at parking stands, right? So let's look at the parking stands, and there's all the parking stands. It'll pull it up, or I can just look at the airport, you know, the airport information, and pull that up here. You know, or an overview, right? I can pull up like an overview. It's whatever's in the charts. It's whatever's in the Jepson charts. You know, you'll pull all those up, and it works for everything. It's the same thing with the departures. You know, if you're unsure about the departure and you want to see, you know, like what those are. I want to know what the Goose Bay 3 departure is. You know, I can click on that, and then it'll show that for me. And the cool thing is that it overlays your aircraft in it too, right? So if you're doing an approach or a departure, the chart puts your aircraft on it so you can see if you're flying on the track, and yeah, it is very immersive, man. You know, so Marcus says, do you have the invite link at the bottom of your stream as well as on the Discord banner? Oh, you do have the invite link at the bottom of your stream as well as on the Discord banner. Okay, all right, yeah, not a problem. Thank you for that, Marcus. Heck, I don't know. I mean, look at me. I'm like an old guy, right? I'm like an old hippie or something. You know, hey, I'm Reg. I'm your pilot. No, I mean, I'm like Captain Seppi. I'm your pilot. But it's hard to remember sometimes where all this stuff is. I just fly planes. That's it. And you know, it's all good though. It's all good. I really appreciate you guys being here. So you came in kind of at the end. I'll answer some questions. You know, I'll hang out here for a little bit, and we can talk about it. But no, that G3000 rig must have set you back a small fortune. No, it did not. So the most expensive. So I already had the SLA printer, right? I already had an Elegoo Saturn, and I've got some FDM printers too, so I print with, you know, like the Creality CR10Ss, and I got an Ender 5 and stuff. But the quality wasn't great. I printed that stuff out first. So essentially all this is, if you look at my Discord channel and you look at building a sim pit, you'll see some pictures in there. And it also links to another channel that I have called Hidden Creative, because I write all these instruments. I create all these instruments that I'm using, like you're looking at my touch screen here, this Garmin 710, which is, you know, if I go back up here and look at this and the TBM, this is the Garmin 710. Oh, look, it says FedEx 2056. I did change my call sign. But this is the Garmin 710, and then this is the barometer knob. And then this display is actually a Garmin 1200W, and then this little one down here is the Garmin 580. And I have that here. So this is my 1200W, and this is the 710. Here's my barometer knob, and then here's the 580, and then here's my parking brake controller, like down here in the corner. All I gotta do is touch these, so it's kind of cool, right? I've got a knob, so if I were to go in here and look at this, and let's, you know, like look at my altitude right here. If I come up here to the 710 on my touchscreen and I touch my altitude, and I have a knob right down here and I turn it, look, see, I turn my altitude. I don't have to do it on the screen. It's the same thing with my barometer. If I touch my barometer knob, then look, I'm adjusting my barometer. And, you know, the heading works the same way. If I go here and touch my heading knob, you know, then I can change my heading bug.
Flare 823, descend 4,000.
You know, or change
Descend 4,000, flare
my
823.
course or anything like that. Like all this stuff works. It's like full immersion. And then you guys already saw, you know, where I was manipulating the 580. Now, so it wasn't very expensive. It wasn't very expensive at all. Do you use the trim? Let's see. So expensive? No. I resin printed the frame. I ordered a couple knobs, a couple encoders, you know, for the knobs, and then the rest of it were like the little click buttons I got off a DigiKey. And then it's got an Arduino 2560 that I wrote the code for that controls all that. And then I'm just passing events. The same Microsoft events that I passed when I touch my touch screen that I pass to Microsoft to enable the same buttons that are in the game. That's the Arduino's doing that on the backside. It's really not that bad at all. So it's pretty cool. No worries. Do you use the trim wheel on the Bravo? Yes, I do use the trim wheel on the Bravo. It's right here. You can see my hand manipulating the trim wheel. I do use the trim wheel fairly regularly. And it really depends on the aircraft that I'm flying. So I'm doing a round the world flight on the TBM 930, and I don't use it.
59 with you, level 330.
I don't use it as much here.
6959, Bucket Center today.
Hold on. There you go. All right, so I stopped air traffic. I stopped VATSIM. So I don't use the trim wheel as much on the 930, although I do use the trim wheel on 930, depending, you know, it handles differently than a lot of other aircraft, the way it flies, so it doesn't require a lot. I also have the trim inputs on the yoke. So I use the electronic trim a lot on the yokes when I fly the TBM 930 because I have both aileron and rudder trim up there on the Alpha. Now I fly the X Cub, right? So when I fly the X Cub, yeah, I use the daylights out of the trim wheel, and depending on, you know, what other aircraft I'm flying. Yeah, a 172 I'll use it, a 152 I'll use it. So that's kind of the thing right there. When am I streaming next? Friday. I stream on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I try to do some bonus ones in between as I have time. I do my around the world legs every Wednesday at about 1 p.m. Zulu, or 0100 Zulu, I'm sorry. And that's about 8 p.m. Central Time is when I get on and start doing that. This is leg 6. It flew me from Halifax, Nova Scotia to Goose Bay, and the next leg is going to fly from Goose Bay, where I'm at now, over to Greenland. I'll pick a spot over there, but the flight plan, the basic flight plan is on my Discord channel, and you can see it there. You guys are welcome to join. If you want to join, please come on, join. If you're available, you want to fly, that's good. You know, I don't have issue with that here. Let's see. You found a good way to adjust the sensitivity. Seems very low to me for GA aircraft. So you're talking about the trim wheel, right, on the Bravo? That really depends on the aircraft, I think. So I think when they're modeling aircraft, some people that have modeled the aircraft, I don't necessarily believe all the flight characteristics are exactly what they should be. So I'm a pilot in real life, and some things just don't react, you know, like they really should. So that being said, I think some aircraft that I've flown, when I use the round trim wheel on the Bravo here, they react very well to it. And then some aircraft, you know, it seems like you've got to like spin it around before, you know, it does anything. Now, the TBM 930, the trim wheel here on the TBM 930, I feel on the Bravo doesn't really. You really have to move it if you're gonna move it. That's kind of why I use the ones on the yoke on the Alpha. They seem to be a little bit better. But in real life on the airplane, those are the electronic ones, right? And that's the way you know, that's the way it's going to be. So You know, I think it depends on the modeler of the aircraft, the designer, the developer, and how they do it. A lot of these models, they have people backing them up like real pilots. So the CJ4, for example, from Working Title, I spoke of them earlier with their G1000, 3000, and G3X mods. They have a real CJ4 pilot that has really made their CJ4 model, you know, kind of a big deal. You know, the flight characteristics are you know, are pretty good and everything, and especially with all these things that they're making, they're all pretty good. The PMDG, DC6 that just came out. Oh yeah, that's a really good one. I don't have it, but I know a lot of streamers that do. They did a really good flight model on that. If you see anybody like the Flying Fabio, he flies that DC6 a lot. Man, you start those radial engines up, and the gauges, the needles on the gauges vibrate when you start the engines up, and as you're flying, and they vibrate to the engine, right? Increase the RPM, they vibrate more, and you lower it, and they like this, and then the more. It's just crazy. Also, Just Flight's arrows. They have the turbo arrow and the arrow. I have the turbo arrow. Very realistic. You know, works pretty good. And let's see. So does my Arduino interact with FSUI PC7 to interact with Microsoft Flight Simulator? All right. This is a multi-part answer. And to be honest, I used a Real SimGear approach. So Real SimGear is an organization that they build G1000s and they sell them, and they cost like $2,000 or something, you know, $1,500 or whatever to buy one. That was the reason that I really did it. And you can find the Arduino sketches out there for the Real SimGear stuff. I use that. That's what I use. So essentially, I have a Real SimGear G1000. Now, did I start that way? No, I did not. I started with MobiFlight. Originally, I was using MobiFlight. Now, I wasn't necessarily happy with MobiFlight. The events that you know, that I was getting through MobiFlight didn't interact real well. So then, yes, I went to FSUI PC7. Now, I still use FSUI PC7 on occasion for some stuff when I'm testing it, because I like the ability that I can do the offsets, right? Getting the offsets, you can really control some stuff in really nifty ways using that. So I no longer use MobiFlight. I don't even have that loaded in my community folder. There's nothing wrong with it. It does a great thing. I just don't have any need for it. I used to use MobiFlight on the back end to send events with the gauges that I build, all the instruments that I build for Air Manager. And Air Manager, as of their last release, now can read the HVARs, because they've always been able to read like the K variables, right? In the developer mode. And if you don't know what those are, I run in developer mode, and the reason why I do is because I write instruments, and if I come in here and look at like model behaviors, right? And this is the developer mode taskbar up here. If I wanted to know how something worked, I could look at this file, like the TBM 930 interior XML, and I could look at something specific in here, like the autopilot, right? And from the autopilot, I can look through, or I can search, right? For one, let's do like heading, right? HE. See, I have to lean forward, so, because I don't use my keyboard. HEAD. All right, so I just typed that up in there, and what I should get here is Some stuff. Well, I got engine overhead. Oh, how did it get away from this? I had it on autopilot. What did you do? Let me come over here. Let me type in this again. HEA. And let's see if it stays there. Let's see if it did. If it did that, no, it's going to try to change it. If I go down here and look at this, what you can do is you can find different, these are events, right? These are all events in here. And if you're looking for something like right here, like here's a good one, right? Here's the example. If I was writing an instrument like what I did here, and I wanted to have a button that I push that toggles on and off approach mode, right? And if I look at the 710, let me move this out of the way for a second, all right, so we can come back here and look at the aircraft. If I come in here and I look at the 710, all right, which is this right here. This is the button right here, the approach button. Now, I have that on mine, of course, right? So if I touch it, look, see, the light goes off. Approach mode off, approach mode on, approach mode off, approach mode on. I'm not clicking on the screen. My mouse is not, you know, can you see my mouse? You can probably see my mouse. Can I put it somewhere? Look, like I'll put my mouse right here, like right there. My mouse is not there. I'm touching this on my screen, right? I'm turning approach mode on and off. It doesn't have anything to do with it. It's here on my instrument. How do you do that? Well, in developer mode, you have to look for that button, and you do it here because it's on the instrument panel. And here's the push approach, right? And you look in here, and here's a variable in here that says right here, K colon AP underscore APR underscore hold. So that's an event. That's a K event, and it's autopilot approach hold. It's that button. When I touch this button on my screen, it sends that K event to Microsoft through the SimConnect interface, through the API to the game, right? That's how all these developers do things. All these people that make instruments and everything, they all talk to the API. Microsoft allows you to do that. And also, you know, Microsoft allows you to have the SDK to the developer's kit. You know, look, they give you updates. They encourage people to build things like this, right? Because it makes the community stronger. So I can fetch these events out of here, and then I can build things using them. Now, with the last release of Air Manager, they enabled the ability to get H events, which you could only do with MobiFlight or FSUIPC. And FSUIPC also allowed you to write LVARs. And an LVAR is an event in Microsoft Flight Simulator that you can write to. Like I can write a value to it. Well, Air Manager allows you to do that now internally. So when they did that, I dropped MobiFlight. There was no reason to use a third-party product to interact with the instruments that I was writing on, with an Air Manager. Now, FSUIPC. With FSUIPC, I still use it because FSUIPC, I'm running it right now, as a matter of fact, in the background. You can't see it. But FSUIPC has a unique ability that you can capture LVARs, L events, and H events to a file. So I get this big long list, right? I can say I want to capture all the events, and it captures them all. And it just puts them in a text file. And then I can look at them and I can determine which ones I want and which ones I can use. Now, FSUIPC allows you to do that, so you can assign offsets to them, and you can do stuff with Arduino and hardware and stuff like that, and that's really cool. So here's the long and the short of your answer. I know it took a lot of time talking about this. If I was going to write hardware, if I was going to create more of these G1000s or create a switch panel, a real switch panel for the TBM using Arduino, it'd be in FSUIPC. All right, that's what I would use. If I want to create ones that are on my touch screen, it's going to be an Air Manager, and I'm going to use Air Manager. But you know, FSUR PC is complex and it's very complicated, but it does a crap ton of stuff. Mobi Flight is very easy to use. They always publish a bunch of videos. That has a really small learning curve. FSUR PC has a really big learning curve. So keep that in mind. So that's the answer to that. Plus you have a touch screen, so those aren't cheap. Oh, you gotta look, man. You have to look. This is an Asus 22-inch touchscreen, and I want to say that I bought it off of Amazon for $149. No joke. You gotta look. You gotta look. Sometimes they're cheap. Sometimes they're expensive. You gotta look. But somebody recommended this Asus model, and I can tell you what it is. If you give me 1 second, I'll tell you what it is. I can bring it up here and look at control panel, and the monitor. It's an Asus VT229. VT229. Asus VT229. And it's a great, I mean, it's been absolutely flawless, you know, touchscreen. Works pretty good. So that's not bad. All right. Marcus said, the Aero is great, fun to fly, but texture work I've seen in general aviation aircraft so far. Love the worn look so much. Yes. That's like the DC-6, right? I absolutely love that. I really love that. And when I model instruments, I kind of take a very similar approach. I go two ways. There's a lot of people, if you look at some Air Manager instruments, a lot of people that have made, including Sim Innovations, the people that do Air Manager, they're kind of like a cartoony instrument. I mean, it looks, you know, the colors are too bright. I mean, they look good. They look good. Don't get me wrong. They look good and they function flawlessly. But it looks like somebody drew it in Photoshop, right? I do publish my instruments. I will be publishing all the ones that I have. I'm having some people test them now as I test them here on my live streams. And my instruments, I'm from two schools. One, I either make it look exactly like it is in Microsoft Flight Simulator, or I make it look exactly the way it does in real life. In this particular case, they got the TBM 930 here. Their instruments look good. If you look at this Garmin 710 autopilot, and you look at my Garmin 710 autopilot right here, which is kind of hard to see. I mean, the quality is not really good. You'd have to look at some pictures that I posted. They look identical. The knobs look identical, and the buttons look identical. The only thing is that on mine, here on theirs, they use a white indicator, and I use an orange one. And the reason why I use orange is because the white is a little bit harder to see. You have all those white stripes on that 710, and on the touch screen with glare, or when you're looking at it, or in low light conditions, sometimes it's hard to tell at a glance if something's on. I want to look and I want to know that my flight director's on, or my yaw damper's on. Which I can turn off, you know, or I'm on heading or nav mode. I want to see that like this, right? I don't want to have to sit there and look at it, so I made them orange. But otherwise, everything looks identical. I mean, my instruments, it looks like I pulled them right out of the cockpit. And if I'm doing something different, then I like to try to take a picture of the instrument. Like if I can get to the airport and I can find you know, whatever, a Piper Arrow at the airport, and I can take photographs of the instruments, then I will Photoshop those into instrument backgrounds and use those so they look like real life instruments. That's the two ways that I do those. So Air Manager is my go-to piece to link the hardware. Yes, Air Manager is my And the reason is because I can create instruments on the fly, right? It doesn't take very long to create an instrument in Air Manager, and I can customize an entire layout, so I can play with stuff. I can do everything here virtually, right? And I can have, like right now, I've got this entire G3000 suite of instruments from a TBM 930 all on my touchscreen, and I didn't have to build a single thing. I had no Arduinos, right? I didn't have to solder any wires. I didn't have to write, any Arduino sketches, although instruments are written in Lua scripting language, but it's really it's not very hard to do. But yeah, that's the cool thing about that, is that I will do stuff here real quick and in a hurry. I'll write instruments in like just a few minutes, pretty much. Write a whole panel maybe like in a couple hours, and then go fly it, and be able to touch stuff and everything like that. So that's really cool. So that's too cool. I really appreciate you going through the details. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. You like my style. Hey, I appreciate it. You're like the dude in the big Lebowski, but technically inclined in flight simming. That's cool. That's cool. So I appreciate it. And then, yeah, Marcus, friends, I love to fly. I even bought the Turbo Air that came out recently from them. Yep. So I did that as well. I bought the Turbo Aero. I have it. I have not flown it yet. I'm reading the manual. I'm going through it. I'm looking at it, and I'm going to understand the aircraft, and then I'm going to go fly it. But that being said, guys, I appreciate it. I very much appreciate you coming by, you watching the stream, hanging out, asking questions, talking. It's great, and I'm willing to share whatever. I don't have any secrets. Check me out on Friday. I'll be flying FedEx on Friday somewhere, someplace, but because it's FedEx Friday. But yes, if you have questions, if you want to do this stuff, hey, I'll share it with you. I don't believe in having secrets. I mean, people should be able to do this. They should have fun doing it. I thoroughly enjoy doing this. I thoroughly enjoy it. And if other people want to make instruments or want to understand how to do stuff, whether it's graphics, whether it's creating instruments, or whether it's soldering wire or putting something together, I'm all about it. The more the merrier, right? I'm not making... I'm not selling these things. I'm not making any money. I'm part of a lot of communities of modders and that kind of thing, and it's this is what advances flight sim, right? It's the guys like Working Title. It's the guys, Just Flight, and all these other people that create all these things. That put them out there for free. Go to flightsim.to, right? Look at all the stuff that's out there for free. This is the community that drives this forward, and this is why it's becoming so popular, and why Microsoft is pushing this and Asobo is pushing it. And really, there's not a lot of people out there trying to make a buck. I mean, people are robbing you blind trying to sell you a video card, but they're giving airplanes away. It's like, it's like crazy, but yeah, man, if you have any questions, absolutely hit me up. I'll answer whatever I can. And that being said, be sure to hang out here for just a minute. I'm not gonna go rate anybody, but I got a cool trailer, right? And I play it at the front and at the end of all my videos. It's a minute long at the front and at the end of all my streams. It's a minute long, and it's kind of something that's kind of cool. It puts together, kind of like what my thought process is. But again, I appreciate it, Jukebox, and everybody else that come in here. Thanks for the follows and all that. It is very much greatly appreciated. I thank you all, and thank you guys for flying with Captain Seppi. See you on Friday.